Greetings, respected viewers. I'm George from Ireland. Now behind me you can see that very small white building, white single-story building, dwarfed by the much taller buildings on either side. That is Twinings tea shop. So it is the oldest family business on earth to have operated uninterrupted on the same site. So Thomas Twining purchased the premises in 1706. There was a coffee house, but its entrance at the rear of the current building, and they started selling tea. They had their symbol as a golden lion, but they spelled it L-Y-O-N at the time. Now, tea was quite a recent innovation in the British Isles at the time. Remember, tea is a Chinese drink. People think of it as quintessentially English, but it's certainly not. I don't know, though, if a single tea leaf's ever been grown here, well, with the possible exception of in Kew Gardens or something. And indeed, it's not even a particularly Indian thing either. Britishers introduced it to India. So I know India would shut down without its tea, but it's really an Indian thing. But it did so much for public health. It was an unintended but beneficent consequence. People began to boil the water rather than drinking cold water, which was foul. So obviously killed off some of the things in it. Charles II married Catherine of Braganza, that Portuguese princess, and she brought with her a dowry. We call it Mumbai. Well, in those days the Portuguese called it Bombaia, as in good bay. It was known as Bombay for centuries in English. But when she came here, she requested something to drink. They said, how about beer? Everyone drank small beer, even children, as in beer with about 0.5% alcohol, because the river water was so foul it could kill you. But she said tea. Now, the Portuguese were already trading with the Far East, and they were drinking tea. So she introduced this tea drinking tradition here. Anyway, and it became very fashionable, it was very pricey, and there was a great competition for the first tea clipper of the year to bring back the first crop each year. And so poor people were begging themselves buying it. Anyway, so Twining made a fortune. They've always operated on this site, but they do obviously have various other premises, and there's a lot of competition for fine teas. Look up top, the two Chinamen and the golden lion as part of their coat of arms, and the royal coat of arms in the middle. They are purveyors of tea to Her Britannic Majesty. So if you sell a serious quantity of whatever your goods or your commodity is to the royal family at a discount rate, you get that royal warrant. Woo! Purveyors of what it is, lavatorial paper to the Britannic bottom of Her Majesty, or whatever it is. So there we go. We can have a bit of a look inside. Anything else about them? So tea is obviously grown at altitude between 1,000 and 1,200 meters above sea level. That's your sweet spot. You can grow it higher or lower. It doesn't taste as good, and you wouldn't get such a yield for the acreage. So we can't film too much inside because they'd be hacked off. We're advertising it, for goodness sake. Why should you care? Ooh, and we'll see how lovely it looks. We're on the Strand, the street, the Strand. Look there, because it really was a beach. That's why they called it the Strand, a kind of old-fashioned word for that. See all sorts of boxes of very high-quality tea, and I can pick up the aroma. Okay, I don't actually particularly like tea, but it's making me hanker after a cuppa, and all these 18th century oil painting portrait thingies up there. You get the idea? Anyway, perhaps that's enough about Twinings before they chase me out of their very plush premises. Very long and thin, my goodness. And this is where they started tips to ensure prompt service. Okay, say a little box if you want to be served fast next time, then you know, put a few farthings in there and look after the shop assistants or the barmaid or whatever the waitress is. Okay, so that's enough about Twinings tea shop. I'll switch it off for now.